This conference will now be recorded.
So we are going to discuss the data warehousing concept today. So first we'll discuss the revised yesterday whatever we discussed as part of the demo. Okay. So data warehouse is a combination of the ETL tool plus BI tool. Okay. It's a combination of the data ETL tool as well as the BI tool we call as a data warehouse. Okay. So what are the ETL tools are there in the market? So Informatica, Talent, ODI, SAP BODS. One second, guys. Somebody is facing some issue to join the class. Okay. So SAP BODS. So there are so many tools are there. SSIS. Okay. Tell me, is there any other tools, guys, which are you remember? Data stage, Ab initio. So like that. So like that, there are so many tools are there in the market, guys. ETL tools. So different companies, different projects, they are going to different tools. Okay. So we are not bothering about the which tool they are going to use in the company. Okay. So we are going to do here, our testing will be, the process will be same. So they use any tool, they will give, you didn't work on this particular tool, they will give KT. Okay. But the process wise it will be same. Whatever the tool they are going to use in the project, our testing will be, our role will be same. Okay. Let's come to the, what are the ETL BI tools? What are the BI tools? W. Okay. ClickView. Okay. And
Power
OBI.
BI.
Yeah, Power BI. Next will be
SAP.
SPO. Yeah. So SSRS. So like that, there are so many tools also there for the reporting also. Okay. So mainly we call as a report will be business intelligence tool or reporting tool or analytical tool. The naming convention will be same. Okay. Sometimes they call it BI testing, report testing, and analytical testing. Okay. Anything will be same only. So this BA we call as a front end validation. The who are the end user, they're going to see these reports. That's why we call it front end testing. We call it as a front end testing. This one. Okay. The business people, they're going to access this report. Based on this access, they're going to take the decisions. I'll show you one of the report how kind of the reports are there. I'll show you for you just for the reference. Okay. What kind of reports they are going to generate. See here, one report was there. Okay. Sorry guys. So they're going to here the filtering division wise, department wise, class wise for a particular year data. They want to see the data. Okay. So seasons, quarter, month, week. I'll explain you all this, guys. So this year sales, particular this week, what is the sales happen? Okay. What is the last year sales happen? And they're going to do the calculation. What is the percentage of change means? What is the difference between the last year to this year? Okay. Like that, they're going to analyze their business here. This is a real-time report only, guys. This is a real-time report only. So here how they are going to, they got the loss and the compared to last week, last year, particular week, and this year particular week. They are going to check here. Okay, the business will be lost. It got the losses. Okay, so almost 18%. They got the loss will be 18% for this particular week compared to last year. and then they are comparing last to last year minus last year, previous year, means last to last year. Still they got the 18%. So like that they are going to analyze the data. What is their data, sales data, what is happening, so how much is he getting profits. So like that they are going to overall monthly wise they got the 5% profit compared to last year. Okay, why we got the loss for this year, this week? So they will take the decisions, they will analyze the data, what is happening in the business. Okay, based on that they are going to apply the some promotion activities, maybe buy one get one, something, this kind of thing. This is a retail demand report. Okay, I'll explain one by one. Okay, so so these reports they are going to access the end user, business, whoever the business is there, vendor is there, right? They're going to access these reports. That's why we call as a BA testing is as a front end testing. Okay, and come to the ETL testing. So this is a back end validation. Okay, we are doing the back end. So business doesn't know what we are doing the here the back end, but this is the in the data warehousing, the heart of the tool is the ETL only. So they're going to implement all those things. What are the logics or transformations? Cleansing, scrubbing, merging, what kind of logics are there? All the logic, all the transformation they're going to implement in the this particular tool itself. What are the raw data we are getting? All the raw data they're going to implement in the transformation and they load into the data warehousing. That's why this ETL will be back-end validation testing. We are doing the back-end. Okay, back-end testing. So in the data warehouse is called end-to-end testing, from scratch to end. That's why data warehouse is nothing but the end-to-end testing. We call it as end-to-end testing. Okay. So clear, right? Tools are clear, right? In the market, what are the tools are there? So these are the ETL tools and the BA tools. Now come to the what is data warehousing. Data warehousing. Warehouse is nothing but the store. So we are storing some data into some place. Okay, but data warehouse means we are storing the data into database here. Okay, we are storing the data into database. So what are the databases are there here? Can you tell me guys any databases? Oracle is on database. DB2 is on database. Yeah, SQL Server is on database, correct? Okay, and Teradata, Netezza. Okay, Sybase. There are the different Sybase IQ. There are the so many databases are there. Okay, so their project, the data where whatever the data they are extracting, that data they are going to store into any one of the database. Okay, once the data is stored, then they will generate the reports for analysis purpose. Okay, the main purpose of the data warehousing is they're going to store the historical data. Means last 1 year data, 2 years data they're going to store, and then they're going to analyze their data. How is the going the business? How is the operations are happening? Okay, that is the main purpose of the data warehousing. Okay, that's why data warehouse is called a decision making system. Data warehouse is a decision making system. So who are going to take the decisions based on they're seeing the data? So they have to take the decisions. Okay, so who is the users? Who are the users of the data warehousing means? So the CFO, CEO, those kind of high level people. So who are the taking the place of the decisions? Those people they're going to use this data warehousing data. Okay, so what is data? So data is nothing but collection of information. So this collection of information, for example, we did some transactions. Okay, or you could take your Facebook or LinkedIn or something, anything, Twitter. Okay, we are doing the some charts or something, we are posting the images, the videos, all those things. Okay, that information, that is a data only. So whatever we are doing some transaction or this one, right, everything will be called as a data only. So that data we are going to store into somewhere. Okay, from the store into somewhere. Maybe it could be databases, it could be flat files, it could be legacy systems, anywhere. So that is we call as a raw data. Okay, we call as a raw data. This data we call as a raw data. So before we go into, we have two types of data is there. One is the transactional data. One is the analytical data. Okay, one is the transactional data. Second one is the analytical data. So the transactional data is nothing but the raw data. Whatever the data is there is a raw data. So whenever you happen the any transactions, for example, take the ATM. If you go to ATM, if you withdraw some amount, so immediately within seconds it is going to got the message. It's going to update in the your bank statement bank. Okay, within the seconds only. After within second, again if you do one more time withdraw, again it is going to update, right? Within the seconds only, immediately it is going to update the data. Those kind of data we call as a transactional data. Okay, whenever you do the, even for example, take the any mall, any go to the shop, whenever you did this transaction, it automatically it will update in their system. Okay, frequently it is going to update the transactions. So these raw data, so they're capturing this raw data into data warehousing. Data warehousing deriving the data from the transactional data only. Okay, whatever the data is there generated here, that data they're going to capture and then they're going to analyze the data. So whatever the data loaded into data warehousing, that data we call as a analytical data. This analytical data they're going to use for the reporting purpose, analysis purpose, for decision making. Okay, so this transaction we call as a, the real term name OLTP. We call as a OLTP, online transactional processing. Okay, this kind of data we call as a OLTP data, online transactional processing. Okay, so what is the analytical data means? OLAP data, online analytical processing. The naming convention will be two types of data. One is the OLTP data, one is the OLAP data. So OLAP data is deriving from OLTP. So OLTP, where it is generating, it's a raw data. So wherever the business is happening, operational is happen. So that operational, based on the operational, it's going to generate the data, this OLTP data. Okay. Okay. So understand, right? Any doubts, guys, up to here? So data, what kind of data we have? One is the transactional data, one is the analytical data. Okay, what is the use of the data warehousing? So they are going to store the historical data for the analysis purpose. Based on the analysis, they are going to take the decisions to improve their business. Okay, that is the main use of the data warehousing. Okay, next come to the, what is the data warehousing architecture? Okay, data warehousing architecture. So I told, so we are deriving from the transactional data, right? This transactional data they're going to store into any places. That could be database, that could be flat file, or it could be legacy system, or directly they can take from the web intelligence, web type, web application. So anywhere. Okay, we'll see. Okay, this is, one second. Okay. This is the raw data. One second, guys. Somebody still facing issue. 1 second. I'm just calling guys. 1 second. Sorry guys, some people are facing still issue. Okay. 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 So these are the different source systems. For example, take the central or ATM or any bank. Okay, we have multiple branches, right? For example, take the SBI or ICICI. So how many branches are there in the India? There are so many branches are there, right? Like otherwise take the central. There are so many stores are there across the India. Okay, so like that there are so many source systems are there we have. Okay, these are each one is a one store. Okay, like that. Okay, like that we have the multiple sources. So we called as a naming convention, we called as a source. Okay, naming convention, real-time naming convention will be we called as a source. Okay, whatever the transaction happened here, the particular store. Okay, this may be they're storing the data in backend by using the Oracle database. Okay, but here in this store, based on their network, their environment, so they're going to store in the maybe SQL server. Okay, maybe here this particular store they're going to store the information in the flat file. Okay, here maybe they are online digital customers. Online, these are retail stores. This is the digital customer. That directly they're taking from the web only. They're going to take in the data from the website only. Okay, so the website whenever online we are going to online join, and then we are doing some transaction. So they're taking the data from the directly from web only. So like that, the different sources are there. We have two kind of sources are there. Okay, two kinds of sources. We have the homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, we call as homogeneous source systems and heterogeneous source systems. What is meant by homogeneous source system? Homogeneous source is nothing but the kind of data we are getting in the same format. Okay, whatever the data we are getting in the same format. For example, databases are different, either Oracle or SQL Server or DB2, anything, but the format will be same. All will be in the table format only. Okay, we are getting the data multiple sources with the same format. Those kind of sources we call as a homogeneous sources. Okay, heterogeneous sources is nothing but the whatever we are generating the data, raw data, that is different format. We are getting the data in different format. Means some data we are getting from the table format, means database. Some data we are getting from the flat files, means either JSON or Excel or CSV file or TXT, Notepad, so like that, TXT or XLS or CSV. Okay, so we are getting the data from the different formats, different sources and different formats. Those kind of sources we call as a heterogeneous sources. Okay, homogeneous means nothing but the same format. Whatever the data we are getting, the data will be in the same, either flat file or database or anything, only single format. Okay, single format. Either it could be table or flat file, not the combination. But here we are getting the combination, multiple formats. Okay, multiple formats, tables as well as the joins. So we are getting the, either it could be homogeneous or heterogeneous source systems. Okay, these are the raw data, OLTP data, transactional data. So different places we have the different transactional stores are there, database is there. So these data, so we are capturing, we are extracting this data. Okay, we are extracting this data, whatever the data is there, that data we are going to extract by using the ETL tools. They're going to using the ETL tools. These are the ETL tool. So whatever I told, na, ETL tool, any of the one of the ETL tool, they're going to apply here, and then ETL tools. They're going to extract the data for all the source systems. What are the source systems are there? We have all the sources. It could be one source system or two system, depends upon the project, depends upon their project business. Either it could be one or more, many. Okay, or it could sometimes it will be only one source, means all data we are getting from the one database only, Oracle homogeneous. Okay? And then we are extracting here. They are going to apply all the transformations logic by using the ETL tools. They are going to apply all the transformations logic based on the requirements. Okay, and then loading into the data warehouse. Loading into the data warehouse. So we called as this. We called as a target. In the real-time terminology will be target. Okay, data warehouse and target. We can't say every time data warehouse. Okay, we called as a target. This is called as a source. This is called as a target. Okay, this is the OLTP data, transactional data, or OLTP. Here you got one doubt. So here we have the, anyway we are loading into the database only. Database is only we are loading. For example, take only one source. That is Oracle only database. Again we are loading into here the database only. Then why we are using the again ETL tool? Why you are loading the again database? Instead of loading here, we can use directly this database itself, right? Anyway, both are the databases. Okay, this also database and this also database. Then why is again it's required the data warehousing here? Why again we are applying the ETL tool, and why we need to extract the data? Why we need to load into the some other place? Why means, so this is the transactional data I told. Transactional data. For example, you have happened. Yeah, you can take here itself. For example, today what is the date yesterday? Okay, 01/07/2021. 01/07/2021. So you have withdrawn 1000 rupees. You withdraw 1000 rupees, your current balance will be 20k. After you withdraw 1000 rupees, your current balance will be 20k. Okay. Again, you did the sum transaction. 02/07/2021. You credited maybe 2000. So now it will be 22k. Okay. So if you do transaction mini statement, what happened mini statement? You'll get last 10 transactions, right? Or if you go to the bank, or if you go to the net banking online, maximum up to you can able to get the data from 1 year data or 2 years data. Maximum bank statement you can able to take. Okay, so they can't maintain the here, they can't maintain the history of the data here in this transactional data. If you want to hold 5 years data, 5 years bank statement, so you have to go to the bank only. You have to request the bank. So I need 5 years bank statement. Okay, then only they can able to give. Otherwise, you can't able to get the data because of they don't have that much information in the here. They're not maintaining this kind of data here. Or otherwise, simple terminology. For example, take one employee. Okay, 101 is a one employee. So name will be Ram. His join will be on the some company. His salary will be basically be 10,000. Will be 10,000. If you next year 101 employee Ram, he got the 15k increment. But in here in the source side, so it will be directly, it will override in the 15k. It won't maintain two records. Okay, in the transactional data, this is the immediate and update that here. The data, whatever the transactions happen, it will going to update here. They can't maintain the history of kind of data in the this volatility data. Okay, so it won't come because this is follow the ER model, entity relationship model, that I will discuss in the next class. Okay, what is ER, entity relationship? Okay, so that is the reason they can't maintain this kind of history here. Okay, that is the reason they're going to use the ETL tool. So they're going to maintain this kind of data, history data. Okay, and then they're loading into they're applying the transformations logics to maintain this kind of data, and then loading into the data warehousing. Okay, these kind of logics we have to validate as part of our role. Okay, we have to validate this data. Okay, so this also here also the transactional data, whatever the transaction, deriving the data, we're loading into any of the databases. Either it could be Oracle, okay, or DB2, or Teradata, or Sybase IQ, SQL Server, anything. Okay, so our role, our intention, this is the developer, they will develop this one. They're going to connect the different multiple sources, and then they will apply the transformation logics, and then load into the data warehousing target database. Okay, so here the interview point of view, they will ask what is your source system, what is your target system. They will ask this question: what is your sources, how many sources you have, what is your target system. The source system and target system is you have to tell the, so my sources will be database or flat file. It could be both. You have to give like this answer that you mentioned in your resume. Okay, and my target will be one of any, you can say any one of the database, either it could be Oracle or DB2 or Teradata, anything. Okay, it could be same both. Sometimes it will be same Oracle. Okay, that is, it depends upon the requirement, their requirement. They're going to generate. They're going to choose. Okay, so this is the ETL tool. Okay, here we are performing the different kind of validations here. This is the architecture of the ETL architecture. So they're extracting. That's why ETL is in the extract, transform, and then load. We are extracting the data in disparate sources or multiple sources, and then we are applying the transformations by using the ETL tool, and then loading into the data warehousing. Clear, guys? Any doubts here? once the data loaded into data warehousing means target database, okay, again they are going to use the BI tools. They're going to use the BI tools. BI tools on top of the target database. On top of the target database, they're going to use the BI tool and they generate the different kind of, okay, they're going to generate the different kind of analytical reports. Or whatever I showed the one report. Okay, these are the different kind of reports they're going to. These are table format report. These are table format. Okay, or sometimes it will be charts, graphs. So whenever you are seeing the matches, IPL match or any cricket or any matches, they're going to represent the some charts or the thing. So that is the visualization tools. The Tableau, Power View, Power BI, and ClickView. These are the visualization tools. So mostly 70% they are 70 to 90% they are going to generate the graphs and the charts, chart kind of reports for those tools. Okay, for the SAP BO and then OBAE, these are the actual reporting tools. They're going to generate the this kind of reports, table format reports. Okay, table format reports, different kind of reports they are going to generate. So these reports they are going to access the end user. This report they are going to access the end user. Based on the end user, they will take the decisions to improve their business. Okay, that is this is the entire thing, the architecture of the data warehousing. Okay, I'll show you the architecture. So this is the data warehousing architecture. So we have the multiple sources. That could be one or more, one or many. Okay, they're extracting the data by applying the here all the transformations they are going to apply by using the ETL tool and then loading into the data warehousing. So these I will tell you guys ODS. Next I will tell you what is, you can as of now you can leave this one ODS, but loading into the data warehousing. Okay, once the data warehousing loaded into data, and then they're generating the by using the BI tools, they're going generating the different kind of reports. Okay, here our role is we have to do the validation from source to target and target to report we have to validate. Okay, so it will be the same person. Sometimes it could be do the testing for both, or sometimes they give only for ETL testing. Some projects they are going to give only ETL. Some projects they are going to do only for reporting requirements. Okay, if you know both ETL and as well as reporting, it will be good for us. Okay, that's why ETL testing and reporting testing, BI testing we call as. Okay, so we call as a backend validation. The ETL testing is a backend because of we are doing the backend. All the transformation logics we are going to apply in the here in the backend. So the end user doesn't know what you don't know what you are going to apply the. They'll give only for the logics. So they want this kind of reports or this kind of business. Based on the architecture, technical architectures, they're going to build the mappings and then they'll do the transformations. They're applying the transformation and loading into the data. Okay, so this is the front end because of the end user report, the front end testing. So back end testing and the front end testing. So entirely data warehousing is called end-to-end testing. Okay. See if we have same other diagram. So the sources means nothing but the these kind of sources, either ERP or CRM, SCM, anything it could be possible. So they're going to extract all the data into ETL and then loading into the data warehousing. Okay, and then on top of the data warehousing, they're going to generate the different kind of reports. Okay, understand, right? Any doubts of the data warehousing architecture? Any doubts, guys, to here?
No, I'm good.
Okay, we'll go for the next. Yeah, just ask me. If you have any doubts, also ping me in the chat room. Okay, just ping me in the chat room, then I'll take a look. First, so as of now, we understanding what are we understanding the transactional data, analytical data. What is the use of the data warehousing? Okay, what kind of source systems we are getting the data, homogeneous and heterogeneous. What is homogeneous? What is heterogeneous? This kind of concepts we are learning as of now. Okay, data warehousing architecture. So they will ask in the interview point of view. They will ask in the so now I think they are in the most of them will be video calls. Earlier will be whenever you go to the office interview, they will ask the can you draw the data your project architecture. Okay, same way you have to write the same way you have to draw the architecture. It will be same anywhere, but you have to mention the your naming the your sources and then information. Can you please go mute somebody? Now come to the actual what is the actual definition of the data warehouse. So data warehouse is a relational database. So because of that is also database. Okay. Somebody can you please go on mute? Yeah. The fathers were getting the disturbance. Okay. So data warehouse actual definition. So data warehouse is a relational database. So we are going to store into the database only. That is why it's a relational database. It is deriving from the transactional data. It is deriving from the transactional data. Can see. Data warehouse is a relational database that is designed for query and analysis rather than for the transactional processing. Rather than for the transactional processing, it is designed for the query and analysis purpose. Okay. It usually contains the historical data derived from the transactional data. So we are maintaining the history. Then only we can able to analyze the data. We can able to compare the years of data. What is my previous year's business? What is my current business? Okay. But it includes the data from the other sources. Okay. We are capturing the data. We are extracting the data. We are integrating the data, ingesting the data from the multiple sources, disparate sources. We call it the disparate sources. Okay. Separate workloads from the transactional workload, enable organization consolidate data from the several sources. So whatever I explained, same thing will be there here in the some way. Okay. So come to here. For in the data warehousing project, there are some features, characteristics of the. So some characteristics. Okay. For any of the data warehousing, they have to follow these kind of characteristics. Then only we call as that is a data warehousing project. Which does not support any of one of the this property, then we can't call as a that project we call as a it's a not data warehousing project. Okay, one is the subject oriented, one is the integrated, one is the non-volatile, one is the time variant. So these are the four properties are there for the data warehousing. We call as the features of the data warehousing or characteristics or properties of the data warehousing. Okay, properties of the data warehousing. One is the subject oriented, another one is the integrated, okay, non-volatile, and one more is the time variant. Okay, these four properties should satisfy whenever they're going to say data warehousing project, they have to support, they have to satisfy these 4 properties. Okay, what is meant by subject oriented? What is meant by subject oriented? The subject oriented is nothing but they're going to focus on a particular area. They're going to focus on a particular area, particular subject. We call it as subject oriented. For example, take the sales information. Sales information. So all the sales, for example, there are 100 stores, 100 sources we have. From all the sources, we are capturing the sales information into one place. We are categorizing the data into categorizing the data here. The subject oriented is nothing but we are categorizing the data. All the sales information into one table. All vendors information into one table. All the inventory information into one table. So like that. For example, simple example, take our house construction only. Okay, we are going to construct the house into properly, right? The kitchen, bedrooms, or master room, or a hall, storeroom, like that. Okay, so whenever you want any kitchen item, bowl, so directly you can go and search on the, where will go and search on the kitchen only, right? So we can't go on the, we want bowl means we can't go on the search on the master room or a hall somewhere, because of the, we are storing all the kitchen items or kitchenwares into kitchen only. Or with a pillow or blanket or something we need, then directly we can go and we are going and searching on the bedroom or master rooms. Okay, because of we are storing all that kind of information, category of information into that place, right? The same way here, the subject oriented is nothing but they're going to categorizing, focusing on all the information, same category of information into one place. Okay, that is meant by subject oriented. You'll see here. The subject oriented means the main purpose of the data warehousing is to help you analyze the data. For example, to learn more about your company sales data, you can build a warehouse that concentrates on the sales. Using this warehouse, you can answer the question like, who was our best customer for this item last year? Who are our best customer for this item for last year? Because if you know the information, all the customers information, all the sales information, all time wise, we are maintaining all the information, then we can able to say easily, so who is the best customer means who the customer will be more time, how many times he brought for this item, we can able to say answer for this one, because of the only subject oriented. We are maintaining this kind of data, subject matters, then only you can able to say the answer easily. Okay, that is nothing but the subject oriented. Okay, next will be integrated. So the main definition will be focusing on a single area, single subject, single area. That is the subject oriented. Okay, integrated is nothing but so we are sorry, we are extracting the data into multiple sources, right? I told homogeneous as well as a heterogeneous. So these all the source system, they have to integrate into one place, right? That has to support, for example, one of the ETL tool, they can't support the flat files, they can't support the legacy system, they can't support the web intelligence, web data. Then it's a we can't analyze the proper business data, right? So whatever the tool we are going to use the ETL, they have to support the all the source systems. They have to extract and integrate into one system, one place. Okay, that's why the integrated is nothing but we're going to integrated is nothing but they're going to extract the multiple. It has to support all the separate sources. Then only we call it as integration. That it has to support the data warehousing projects. Okay, you can see the integration is closely related to subject orientation. Data warehouse must put the data from disparate sources into one consistent format. They must resolve such problems, naming conflict and inconsistency among the units of measures. This I will explain you later, guys. But integration, you can learn the integration is nothing but they're going to extract the data from disparate sources. he has to support. Okay. Extract the data from multiple source systems. That is called as an integration. So sometimes they will ask the interview point of view. So which testing you are going to do? We are going to do the integration testing. As part of the ETL testing, we call it as a integration testing. We call it as a integration testing. Okay. Next, non-volatile. What is meant by non-volatile? So non-volatile is nothing but the what is volatile means keep on changing. Non-volatile means so no change. Okay. Whatever the data is entered into the data warehousing, we can't do any manipulations. We can't do any manipulations in the data. So it's a raw data, raw read only purpose. Read only. Okay, read only. We can't, once the data enter into the data warehousing, we can't do any manipulations in the database. So we are extracting the data and loading into the data warehousing. Once the data entered into here, if you do any changes here, then there is no use of the whatever the transactions occurred in the original. Okay, we can't analyze the data properly. So that is there is no meaningless of the data. That is the reason once the data entered into the data warehousing, they can't do any manipulation, means update and update, delete something. They can't do. It won't allow the data warehousing projects. Okay, in data warehousing projects only read only access. We can able to only select the data. That's it. We can't do any manipulations here. That is the non-volatile. Non-volatile means once entered into the warehouse, data should not change. This is logical because the purpose of the warehouse is to enable you to analyze what has occurred, right? What is occurred my business. Based on that only we have to analyze. If you do some manipulations or data modification, then there is no use of the analysis here. Okay, that's why data warehousing is a non-volatile data. Okay, next will be time variant. So time variant means read only data. Time variant means so they have the different kinds of time wizards we have in the real time. So time wizards is nothing but the YTD or STD. I will tell you what is the or week 2 day UTD. WTD, sorry, FTD and W. Okay, what is meant by YTD? YTD is nothing but the year to date. Year to date. Year to date means so tell me the year to date means, for example, here we are in the 2021. Okay, so now if I apply the YTD means the data it will pull from the 2021 Jan 1st to till date. It will come Jan 1st to till date. It will come the data. Okay, January 1st to till date. That is the YTD calculation. The meaning of the YTD means it is going to pull the data from the year starting from first of the year, start of the year to till date, whichever the date you are in present. Okay, it will capture all the data. Okay. Same like STD means STD means season to date. In the US or in the other countries, we have the we are following the half year, first half and second half year told half year. But there will be we call as seasons. The spring season and fall season in the market. US or UK, they call as a spring season and fall season. 2 seasons they have. That is a STD. They call as a STD, season to date. Okay, season to date. Season to date. Okay. If you want, so now tell me the based on the above one. Tell me what is the data it will come. Season to date means what it will come the data output here. Now tell me the take this year only 2021 only. Tell me season to date means what from which date to which date the data will give. Anyone, one of the guys, please answer. What will give
Jan
the
1st
output?
to June last or something like that.
No, we have how many years are there? Half years. We have how many years are there? How many half years in our calendar? 2 half years, right?
2.5 years.
Jan 1st, yeah, Jan 1st to June last, right? June last 30 is 1 year, 1.5 year. We call it as a 1.5 year, right? And July 1st to December last. Yeah, that is the second half. Now we are in which year? Which one? First half or second half year?
First half complete. Second half now.
Now we are in the started the second half. Means whenever we apply the season to date now, as on today, so it will give the second half. It will start the second half means July 1st to till date. It will give the data July 1st to till date. Or if you are June 30, you are in the June 30, then the data will pull from Jan 1st to June 30. Okay, if you are on April 1st, you are on April 1st, then data will give the result will be Jan 1st to April up to March 31st. Like that. The season to date means till date. Whatever the date you have selected, up to that date it will give the data based on the functionality. Okay. Year to date means year starting to till date. Season 2 means so based on the which half year you will be there. Based on that date, it will give the now it will give the data from July 1st to based on the current year half year July 1st to till date means whatever the date we are in the right now. It will give. Okay. The same will be QTD. They will ask in the interview what is sometimes they will ask is there reporting purpose, reporting testing. They will ask these questions. What is YTD? What is QTD? What is STD? Okay. They will ask in the real time questions. Okay. What is QTD means? How many quarters we have in a year? 4 quarters, right? 4 quarters. So now we are in the third quarter. Okay. So it will give the data quarter to date. Quarter to date. Now it will give the July 1st to till date. It will give to till date. Same like MTD, month to date. So month to date means month starting, which of the month you are there. From month first to till date, it will fetch the data. Okay, month to date. Next week to date means week to date. Now what is the week you are in? Maybe they'll define. So they have to start, week start will be Sunday, a weekend will be Saturday, or week start means Monday, Sunday it will close. So they will define the based on the requirement. Okay. So now we say Monday means now it will fetch the data from Monday to Friday. Now we are in the Friday. Monday to Friday it will fetch the data at that particular week. Okay. That is a different time wizards. We call it the time wizards. These all are. And also you have the this TY means this year, LY means last year, PY means last to last year we call as a previous year. Previous year is nothing but the 2 years back. Okay, these are the terminologies in the real time. PPY means last to last year. Okay, we call it as a PPY. Previous to previous year. We call it as a last to last year means PPY. Previous to previous year. Okay, so you can see the report here also. So these kind of time frames it has to support. We can able to analyze these kind of all the data, all the different time wizards. We can able to analyze our data. It has to support the data warehousing project. Okay, for example, take here. So we are going to capture the this year sales, this particular week. Okay, last year sales and previous year, previous to previous year. Okay. Otherwise, I will show you one more report, YTD report. These are the real-time reports, guys. See some reports I will open. No, not this one. Here it's not there. See, you can see here in this one. So division means they are the they are the retail domain, means like our central. Godmans is one of the client. So in the US, Canada and US. Okay. So division is there. Okay. So they are going to day sales this year. Okay. This year, what is the sales happen? So on men's brand, children's brand, boys, girls, accessories, misses, juniors, something. There are some different kind of divisions are there. Home decor, home furniture, all those things. Okay. They're going to analyze the sales week 2 days. Means today date. What is the sales happen today? And what is happen sales for this particular week? Okay. We are in we are in Monday means it will be both will be same. We are on Tuesday means here only it will get the data from the Tuesday data. Here it will get the data from the 2 days worth of the data. Monday and Tuesday data. Okay. So like that, week 2 date sales, month 2 date sales, and quarter 2 date. Year to date, and then they are comparing the this year, this particular day means July 1st, what is the sales happen? Last year July 1st, what is the sales happen? Okay, like that they are going to analyze the data. So these kind of reports they are going to generate based on the date you are selected here. So based on the date you are selected, it will come the it has to display the data. Okay, so these are different kind of time widgets. Okay, the data warehousing project it has to some kind of that is time variable. If you not support this kind of data, we can't not a data warehousing project. Okay, I'll show you this everything I will explain in the reporting testing. Okay, for just understanding purpose I just showed you that different any data. There are four properties are there data warehousing project. So whenever they call it the data warehousing project, it has to support all 4 properties. It has to satisfy. Then only that project we call as a data warehousing project. Okay, one is the subject oriented, one is the integrated, one is the non-volatile, one is the time. So subject oriented means so it is focusing on a particular area. Okay, they are categorizing the data here: sales information, HR information, employee information, okay, vendors information, inventory information, all those things. They're going to categorize the data here for analysis purpose. Okay. Integrated is nothing but they're going to extract the data from the disparate sources. It has to support all the source system. It has to support the data warehousing project. Okay. And non-volatile means once the data entered into the data warehousing, we cannot change the data. Okay, should not. It is a read-only data. Data warehousing is a read-only data for analysis purpose. So we can't do any manipulations on the data warehousing. Okay. Next, time variant. So the data has to for analysis purpose. It has to support the different time widgets. Okay, like YTD, STD, QTD, MTD, WTD, or this year, last year, PY. Okay, PBY, or like that. So these are the naming conventions in the real time. Okay, so these are the data. What is the data warehousing? Today we learn what is data warehousing architecture, and the properties of the data warehousing. These 3 topics we are going covered in the today class. Any doubts, guys? Here, yes, I'm starting the recording.